Hey folks, welcome back to the channel. Thanks for watching, thanks for tuning in. Yes, it is that time of year here in Southern Ontario. It is, the temperature's getting colder, and it is, as you can see in the back there, tire swap time and brake inspection time. And you know what? We can go to Tesla, but you know what? Not to say you have to go to Tesla, but we're gonna go somewhere different. Come along with me. Let me show you where I'm going. Now, when you have to go get a brake service or a tire swap or a brake inspection or anything like that, you can take it back to Tesla. Nobody says you can't. I mean, you know, some people say, who knows your car best than the manufacturer? And that's fair enough. But you can also take it to a third-party not body shop, but mechanic or stuff like that, or shop that can do these kind of things. There's nothing special about a Model 3 brakes or wheels or anything like that, or any Tesla for that matter. They're generally the same as any other car, so any person that knows, the qualified person, can work on your car for brakes and swapping tires and stuff like that. I'm still in warranty, but I'm going to take it up to this place now. You might have caught it on the podcast a couple weeks ago. We had a former Tesla mobile technician on the show. His name is Cyril, and he did an awesome job with answering questions for you guys. One of our most successful podcasts to date. It was a great show. We're going to have him on again. We're going up to his shop. So we're here in Innerkip, Ontario. This is where Cyril's shop is. Car's in there, he's working on it right now. I'm gonna go in there and help him. The beauty with this kind of shop is very hands-on. You can do as much or as little as you want to help him out. And not that it makes it any cheaper or anything, but you get to educate yourself. You get to learn about the car, your car. I mean, everyone should know a little bit about your car that you're driving and that you love and stuff like that. So that's a great thing with Cyril. He'll get you hands-on, he'll get you to participate, he'll explain things as it's going on and as he's doing it, and why he's doing it, and how things work, if you care to know that kind of stuff. So he's got a really good system here. So anyways, we're here, we're going to go on in and take a look at Cyril and see what he's doing, and check out Maven and see all the stuff that is getting done to it.
If anyone's gonna have a bent pin, it's gonna be Dax.
Yes. So, okay, what's the problem with mine right now?
The pin is seized in the bottom of the caliper. So, as I showed you in the last picture I've sent with the bent pin,
yeah,
this is what happens, right? So, you try to punch this pin out, and in the holes here, it seizes up, okay? So, kind of try to use some WD-40, give it a little love, a little finesse, give it a little time to work, and then I'm going to try to move that pin back and forth, okay? But obviously it already started the bend on the initial movement of the pin back out of the caliper. So we're just going to let it sit, we're going to get a little love, and hopefully we can knock it back and forth without having to cut that pin and punch it out and drill it out of the inside, okay?
And how do you avoid this?
You personally cannot avoid this. Just get your brake done service as fast as you can. So this, you can avoid this, right? Because then we can clean it up, lubricate the pin, hone it out, right? I got a little tool here. I used to like to hone the pin out and the corrosion, and then we lubricate it so it doesn't seize in there. So when you come, and that's why they recommend every year. So when you come in on a yearly basis, we don't run into this initial problem. Next year, we should be able to punch this pin out, no problem.
Okay. So if I come in on a yearly basis, this wouldn't happen?
Definitely not.
Okay. So with this pin seizing, does that have anything to attributed to other than just lack of maintenance, or does it have anything to do with regen braking and how our brakes don't engage as much as a typical ice car?
So it's a little bit of both, right? Like, yeah, you need to engage your brakes. You need to use them a little bit more, right? So things move back and forth freely and they slide back and forth. To me, this is just a pin seized in a caliper, right? You know what I mean? Like there's no clearance, corrosion, rust sets in, and then the pin gets jammed, right? Because this pin doesn't float. This pin is not meant to float, it's just meant to hold the pad in its place.
So it's tight tolerance.
Yeah.
So we're not blaming regen braking for this.
Definitely would not blame regen braking for this.
Cool.
I mean, you could use your regen, that's what it's designed for. So patience will get the pin out. Patience, timing. We don't have to cut the pin. We don't have to get a grinder in here to get this out now. With the corrosion that's set in there, we just use a little WD-40, a little bit of time, a little bit of love, a little bit of patience, and it's gonna come out. Now we'll replace this pin because it's obviously bent, clearly as you can see. We'll get a new pin kit, hone out the holes, right? There and there. We're gonna hone them out. And then we're gonna get the pin sliding and moving freely again.
And the good thing is for customers, they get to see firsthand what it's all about.
What's it all about? Yeah.
Dealers and Tesla and all these places, they're not gonna let you in the back of the service shop to
see what's going on. No, they're just gonna give you a like, oh, your
bill.
pin is seized. We had to spend a little extra time in getting the bent pin out or cutting the pin out. It happens, and it's gonna cost you X amount more dollars, so, right? So, sorry, sir. I need another $150 off you. Because we spent 2 hours cutting pins out, right?
Now, you looked at the back brakes. I know you haven't got the front one now. Now, for a car that has almost 80,000 kilometers on it, how does the pads look and how do the rotors look?
So, rotors, like we'll get some pitting, some rust ridges. That's normal, right? Yeah. They're like, not gonna avoid it, right? Like, again, it's Canada, you know, moisture, you know, creates sits, and then, you know, you get rust ridges and, you know, some pitting, debris gets in there. Sometimes you get scoring marks around here, like you see here in the inside, which again, it's normal. We're not gonna be able to avoid that. The only way you avoid it is you're gonna put new rotors and pads on there, and, you know, 2 weeks down the road, you're gonna have this develop again. So, it's not a big issue. People don't need to get bent out of shape about it. It happens, right?
How does the pad life look?
Pad life is good, right? Like, there you go. Like a brand new set of pads, right? No issue there. You got lots of life, right? Lots of life.
So there you have it, folks. That is a typical visit to go see Cyril to get your brake job done and your tires rotated and stuff like that. If you want to get hold of him, he's not up and running. He's just basically taking appointments by referrals and stuff like that. So get in contact with me. I will get you in contact with him, and you guys can work things out that way. You know, it just goes to show you that is how brakes are on a Tesla, and how I was under that impression too at one point. I was misinformed. I thought because we have regen braking, we don't have to change our brakes, we don't need a brake service. I was ignorant in that respect. So that is the problem. What happens when you get ignorant like myself and you don't have a brake service done or any kind of brake job done. Not to say you have to change the brakes, but you need it serviced. All those pins and clips and everything. You know, from the lack of regen, even though Cyril said that's not a huge part of it, but it is a little bit part of it. But mainly the lack of maintenance is the reason why my pins were seized and bent and stuff like that. But it just goes to show you, a little bit of prevention goes a long way, like the saying goes. But you still need to do something on your car. Just because we not changing our pads and rotors and stuff like that, that doesn't mean we need to neglect the cars and neglect the brakes. Got to get it done. My suggestion, even if you don't live in the Greater Toronto area or you don't choose Cyril, get your car to either Tesla or any other kind of mechanic and get your car's brakes serviced once a year, whether it's every 30,000 or 20,000, once a year. Because, you know, it's not only a matter of living in northern climates where there's salt on roads and stuff like that. Even my friends down south that live in California or live in Florida, live around the coastal areas, you still have the risk of getting corrosion on your parts and stuff like that. So it's not a bad idea if you're in the coastal areas living in salt air to get your brakes inspected and get it taken care of, because it will also corrode and seize up and stuff like that too. So I'm no expert. Whatever I'm telling you here is just my own uneducated advice, but take it for whatever it's worth, folks. That's all I got for you today. Hope you like what you saw. Get in touch with me if you want to get in touch with Cyril and get your brakes done. But whatever you do, just get it done. Talk to you later. See you.